I can remember when I graduated from college. I was 22 years old, and I had the radical idea that I was going to write a book, a motivational book at that. People told me I was crazy. I began writing my book less than 1 month after I graduated from college. People said things like, no one's going to buy your book. You're just too young. You haven't lived enough life yet. What makes you think you can do this? I faced it all. But when it comes to taking a radical risk, you're going to have audacity. Audacity is a secretly admired, yet openly ridiculed attribute that you must possess in order to make it to your promised land. It takes audacity to believe that you can shatter the many glass ceilings that are present in society. When people pose opposition to you in pursuit of their dreams, usually it's nothing personal against you. It's just the fact that they can't see themselves doing what you aspire to do. They can't see themselves creating that reality. And guess what happens when you accept an opinion that's contrary to the reality that you see within yourself? You create that reality. Opinions are way deeper than just opinions. Every opinion comes with it a corresponding reality. Whenever you aspire to do something in life, understand there will always be simultaneous realities. But the reality that you respect is the reality that you create. Because we are creating at all times, whether we are aware of it or not. We're creators before anything else. And that's why life will not do things for us that we've been empowered to do for ourselves. If you want change, you must create it. So they tell me all kind of opposition and negative opinions. Matthew, who's going to buy your books? Who are you to think you could do such a thing as write a book? And it was nothing I could explain, but it was just something I knew I was supposed to do. Have you ever been there before? Yeah. That's how destiny communicates with us. That's how destiny communicates with us. Of all the things that we could aspire to do, why do we desire to do such specific things? Everyone wants to know, what's my destiny? What's my purpose? Well, destiny knows you can't become something that you don't have an awareness of. So destiny shows up in the form of dreams and desires, hoping that you will engage yourself in creating with what it shows you. Destiny can show you clearly who you truly are, but ultimately needs your permission to manifest this image because you were chosen to create it. So I go ahead, I start writing my book. I was so motivated that I wrote the first 3 chapters in 3 days. I just kept writing and kept writing. And even while I was writing, I was still facing all kinds of opposition. So I just became very still. When you're pursuing your dream, don't expect everyone to see it as clearly as you do. And when you encounter opposition, you have nothing to prove to anyone. You just stay on the course, stay still until your vision is created. So my book was finished, and I had a radical idea. I wanted to approach the top African-American motivational speaker in the world by the name of Les Brown. And I went on his website. I had never visited his website before. And it said that he was going to be speaking in my hometown of Prince George's County, Maryland, in the next week or 2. I saved the date. And it wasn't just that. People were calling me saying, hey, Les Brown's going to be here. Les Brown's going to be here. So the waters were ruffling. The waters were ruffling. Listen, when you desire to do something and you set it in motion, you have to pay attention because where you're supposed to be, you will see a ruffling of waters. The signs will be there. The urge to push, the urgency of now will push you certain places so you can create what you were sent here to create. Les Brown did an incredible job that night. I went there, but I came armed. Not National Rifle Association armed. But I came armed with an unedited manuscript copy of my book. And I had actually met him before and members of his staff at a conference a year prior. So when I approached him, I just reintroduced myself, and I had some audacity in asking him to take a look at my book. And he agreed to. So 1 month goes by, and I'm thinking, well, I gave it a shot. Sometimes in life, you put effort in, but you don't always get it back. I'm not going to sell you a fantasy, but sometimes you do get it back. 1 month goes by. By this time, my book is edited, it's designed, and it's at the printer, and it's literally that day it was scheduled to go through the printing press and be created. I wake up after a month had elapsed to my BlackBerry going off. And I'm just rubbing my eyes, just trying to barely wake up. And I look at my BlackBerry, and it's an email from Les Brown's staff telling me that they really enjoyed reading my book, and that Les Brown himself wanted to write some words about it. And this is what he wrote. The universe is inviting you in is a great tool on the road to your destiny. Each of us must choose our path and utilize the knowledge and wisdom that is guiding our journey from within, giving us the power to live our dreams. Les Brown, the motivator. So we went from you're too young, you haven't lived enough life yet, who's going to buy your book, to having the stamp of the top African-American motivational speaker in the world on my first book. I'm not saying this to impress you, more so to impress upon you that you have brilliance, you have genius, and you have greatness on the inside of you. There are no limits, there are no boundaries as to what you can create for yourself if you just believe and take the step blindly.